Opioid addiction in Wisconsin is considered a public health crisis by federal and state officials. That's why Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is signing nearly a dozen bills into law today. News 8's Sarah Tamer tells us how these bills may prevent and treat opioid addiction. Sarah?
Lisa, the bills are part of the heroin opiate prevention and education agenda passed by the Wisconsin legislature during a special session. 4 of them were signed in Onalaska today in hopes to help those who are dealing with drug addictions, as well as give more tools to law enforcement and area hospitals in the fight against drug abuse. Wisconsin's opioid epidemic is nothing new, but ways to help combat it are expanding.
There's no one simple answer. That part of it's law enforcement and the criminal justice system. Part of it is education and higher education.
Prescription opioids contributed to 392 of 843 drug overdose deaths in 2014, according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker says he wants to reduce those statistics.
This is a crisis and we got to treat it as such.
As part of the governor's task force on opioid abuse, nearly a dozen bills were signed Monday as a way to fight the opioid crisis facing the state. 4 of those bills signed in Onalaska include measures that ensure someone who overdoses would be immune from probation if he or she enters a treatment program.
I want to be at a point where we can see those who are addicted get the treatment that they need, and we can see, as we were talking about before, a tremendous drop-off. But part of it involves not just signing laws. Part of it not only involves stakeholders.
The bills would also allow school nurses to administer overdose antidotes and allow emergency and involuntary commitment for drug addicts. Gunderson emergency physician Chris Eberlein says the bills will hopefully help struggling patients find ways to get off medications.
We're going to have more options that we can refer them to as far as getting them off the medications as well as illicit drugs, which would be great.
Onalaska Mayor Joe Chilson says the bills will hopefully make a positive change in La Crosse and the surrounding areas.
These bills that he's signing today will give us additional tools to help in that fight.
The governor's task force on opioid abuse was created in September of last year.
In what other ways are these bills hoping to fight some of the drug problems that we are seeing in our area?
So it'll allow hospitals to receive grants for medicine, and in which case those hospitals that are working to help end some of the addiction that we're seeing right here in our area, it'll kind of give them that extra tool to do so.
All right, thanks so much, Sarah.
Absolutely.